Hello everyone, welcome to Fauji Days, where we strive to capture and celebrate India's military history through insightful conversations with people who matter. And keeping up with that, today we have with us Col RS Sandhu, who is a beacon of valor and courage. From his initial days in Bishop Cotton's school in Shimla to his time raising his unit, the 8th Grenadiers, he has been an inspiration to his unit. Throughout his career in the Indian Army, he led from the front. He inspired his unit and eventually led them to the victory that brought them even accolades like the Battle Honour Chakra in 1971. Even after his retirement, he remains an inspiration for everyone. Welcome to Fauji Days, sir. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much.
They all say that, when you take the first step towards something, your journey begins. And I would really like to know how, your journey in the Indian Army began.
Well, it's not like this. I was finished my senior Cambridge, and I had a lot of time since the college started. So I decided to take this step, and I qualified.
Oh.
So I said, since I'm qualified, I might as well continue the side. So that's how I joined the Army.
That's how you went into the Indian Army. And considering how I read through your book and I read about your battalion, which is the 8th Grenadiers, they're very well known for their bravery and how, they led from the front in the battles. They have a history of, having 3 Paramveer Chakras in all the 3 conflicts. How did you come about becoming a part of that unit? And eventually, how was that journey for you?
You see, on my commissioning, I was commissioned into the Grenadiers. Grenadiers is a regiment which is 250 years old. And it has won accolades wherever it served. When I was there, I was told that a new raising is taking place. And you were part of this new raising. So 3 of us were there to raise the 8th Grenadier and part of the Grenadier.
So, in your book, while I was reading, like you mentioned the raising ceremony, there was an anecdote where, you mentioned that considering that people belonging or soldiers belonging to all different religions were a part of the battalion. So, you needed a Pandit as well as a Maulvi, but you could not find, the persons at that particular point of time.
I'll tell you on that. The raising order came to us on the 24th of December. Battalion to be raised on the 1st of Jan.
Yes, sir.
So 1 week was hardly sufficient to look for you. Our battalion had 2 castes. Hindus 75%, Muslims 25%.
Oh.
So it was one natural. Then we had both these clerics. So when we raised the flag to bless them, to say the prayer for the raising.
Okay.
When we couldn't find anybody, 2 locals were recruited. Please say the district prayer, and the battalion was raised.
All right, sir. That sounds like a very interesting story. Is there any specific thing in the regiment's history that's very close to your heart, sir?
Yes. See, after reading my regimental history, I found that the Grenadiers came into being as the leaders of all attacks. We had grenades at that time, and we were used to soften up the enemy defenses.
Okay.
So the Grenadiers came into being, and it really satisfied me that here I am, part of a regiment which is always led from the front.
Yes, sir. The war cry also for the Grenadiers is Sarvada Shaktishali, and that actually means ever powerful. So while you were with the regiment, you led the regiment, is there any specific moment that you can recall where this war cry actually made you feel that you are Sarvada Shaktishali?
See, firstly, let me tell you, you need a slogan to rally your troops.
Yes, sir.
Especially in an attack operation when they know that some of you may not come back. To rally everybody to the objective, you need a slogan, a rallying point.
Yes.
For us, the rallying point was Sarda Shaktishali, because we had two religions, so you cannot take the name of any one religious god. That's what they. And this has stood us right through the word since we were born till now.
That's definitely something that, kind of gives us a picture that without specifically identifying with any religion, you've kept a war cry that evokes that expression from inside everyone.
See, let me come down to the battle that we fought.
Yes, sir.
The village of Chakra had been tried by some other people twice to capture.
Yes, sir.
They couldn't.
They couldn't.
So my unit, with my CEO, came, we were decided to capture this, knowing fully well that when two large units could capture it, we were in a difficult position.
Yes.
That's when we started. And when we said, shouted, Sarda Shaktishali, the boys got that incentive with them that we had to live up to this name. And the attack went through. We lost people, but that didn't deter them. Each time there was a little gap, the shout took place, Sarda Shaktishali, and we moved on to recapture the objective.
Absolutely, sir. That definitely kind of puts us in this position to say that, this war cry means a lot, especially when you're on the battlefield, when you're at that place where you have your target in your mind and you just got to move forward. Yes, you'll lose some people as you go along.
Let me clarify a little more on this.
Yes, sir.
This is used not only in the war, even in games. Before we go into a game, we chase out Sarda Shaktishali, and you go on to hockey, you go on to football or anything. It's just a rallying point.
Yes, sir.
And we rally beautifully under there.
That's a nice way to bring that empowering message and, bring that energy inside you.
See, as you said of army, now Namak Nishan.
Yes, sir.
Naam to it's honor.
Yes, sir.
Namak, we know, this is part of the Nishan.
This is a part of the Nishan.
And you uphold all three, so naturally, this comes to the fore.
Absolutely, sir. There's something that, I would like to ask you, that while you're a part of a battalion, you're a part of the unit, one of the things that comes forth is the camaraderie among the soldiers. How important do you think, what role does that play when, you have to work with them every day, you go into battles with them? What role does that camaraderie play?
See, let me clarify. When a youngster joins the battalion, he is maybe an officer when he starts from the lowest rank.
Yes, sir.
And works his way up from section commander, platoon commander comes up. So the bonding takes place at that level.
Yes.
So today, I know all the boys who served with me. They're retired, settled down, their children have joined the services, but the bond remains. And all the time, we are trying to build up the bond for future generations.
That role of camaraderie stays on, I believe, through legacies, like through generations, like you said, that, you're building that bond right from the moment you start. And then, as even after you retire, the bond kind of transcends generations.
See, when we got the Battle Honour, before we had the Battle Honour, the raising day was celebrated.
Yes, sir.
After the Battle Honour was won, every year on the 11th of December, we get together. Us, all the old soldiers who were there, the veterans who lost their life, their families, and the new boys.
And the new boys.
So they interact with each other and the bonding starts increasing. That's how we carry on.
That's how it's done, I believe, for
And that's why our wives come into play also. Like my wife, other wives and wives, they look after the wives who lost their husband, or remarried. They interact with them to find out what are their problems, what is happening. With the result, that the bonding increases.
Yes, sir. That's like there's a phrase that leave no one behind or leave no man behind.
Right.
That involves families, the soldiers, everybody's that's involved, right?
Every family has problems.
Yes, sir.
We get together to see what problems those families are facing and how do we alleviate them.
Yes, sir.
One of the families says, sir, this is my problem. We refuse somebody to go to her village and try to get it sorted out.
That's
So that is part of bonding.
the part of the camaraderie. Yes.
The unit is looking after me, even when my husband is not there. That's it.
That and that actually that gives everybody else a reflection that even after, people who were, or the soldiers who were fighting in the battle, they're not around, you will not be forgotten. You will be taken care of.
Absolutely right. Not only that, in our case, anybody who served in the unit is always welcome. Not only our own officers, but we have officers from the medical services attached to us, officers from other units attached to us. They still maintain the same thing with us. I can give you a small example of a bonding.
Sure, sir.
I was commanding officer. I ran the battalion in 63, took over command in 78, left the battalion in 1980.
Yes.
Even till this year, people who take over command or the relinquish command call me up and, sir, I'm handing over to so-and-so, need your blessing. Now, of course, I'm 2 years old for anything, but it goes on till now. The last one was till last year.
That really sounds lovely, considering everybody kind of remembers the legacy that you're leaving behind, and they take inspiration from it so that they can do their job well.
You see, about 3 years ago, when I went to the unit, and I found that there was a complete lack of understanding. How did we come to this level? And also, what happened? They knew snatches of the thing, yes, so-and-so came and this thing and that. But how did we reach here?
Yes, sir.
That's when I decided to write my book. And I've written it in 3 parts. The first part captures what we did from raising till 1971.
Yes, sir.
Second part is the war itself
Yes, sir.
in English. But all my boys don't know English.
Yes, sir.
So the third part is Hindi of the same thing. We were raised in Gujarat by state forces.
Yes, sir.
Then the state forces disintegrated. We carried on.
Yes, sir.
And we, as I told you earlier, had 2 different religions.
Yes, sir.
So your family would keep the words Panchayatavashmi, because I was sure you're supposed to do it. And plus say, do Rosa, because I'm Muslim, my mom would say, Sahab, itne Rosa zaroor rakh le, aap CEO, you're the father.
Yes, sir.
So we had that bonding. That is why, to us, secularism is the most important thing.
Absolutely, sir. That's a sentiment that can bring together everyone in a much simpler. If we put it in much simpler terms, that's a sentiment that brings people together.
In our battalion, we greet each other by Ram Ram Sahab. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now it's Jai, but Ram Ram Sahab is still the normal greeting.
Yes, sir.
He would go to a Muslim and say, Eid Mubarak, Ram Ram Bhai, Eid Mubarak. So it's something that you can't imagine outside.
Yes, sir. That's an emotion, or that's a feeling, or that's a sentiment that slowly somewhere I feel is also, that needs to be held on, and in that sense, like it shouldn't be let go, that everybody should have that much, feeling towards each other, that no matter what religion you belong to, you greet each other in that sense.
We believe your religion is a religion of a unit.
Yes, sir.
I am a Sikh. I am entitled to one private religious feeling whichever I have.
Yes, sir.
But the moment I step into the battalion, I'm a Hindu and a Muslim.
Infantry is something that, where military personnel engage in war combat. What does infantry particularly mean to you when it comes to the Grenadiers?
There's a saying, when you capture an objective,
Yes, sir.
unless your foot is on it, it's not yours.
Okay.
You can't stand miles away and say, I've captured.
Yes, sir.
Capturing is when you are standing there. When the victory was won, the tank man talks about his advance. The artillery, the guns thought it's our caliber which has won this thing. But quietly the infantrymen stood there and said, victory under my feet. This is the difference.
This is the difference. That quote itself, or that saying, sums up the difference.
Yes.
The difference between the three. So in terms of your own unit, when you were tasked with this objective during the 1971 battle, and you had to lead your unit, what was going through your mind? How did you plan to move on with it?
See, my CEO was different.
Yes, sir.
Colonel Hay. Planning was his. I was in charge of all the heavy weapons.
Yes, sir.
And my job was to ensure delivery of heavy weapons to whoever needed them.
Okay.
Plus, when the war started and we reached the objective, captured it, I was detailed to go and coordinate both the front forces and add additional weapons required. See, the objective had a lot of attacks,
Yes, sir.
which retreated when we came. But we knew that when the first ones come, they're going to attack.
Yes, sir.
Because it's a very important objective.
Yes, sir.
We had no tanks because our tanks got stuck in another which had to cross.
Yes, sir.
So my boys manhandled two of our anti-tank guns. But the problem is, once you fire that weapon, the enemy knows where you are.
Where you are.
Because there's such a back block.
Yes, sir.
So I made the request to SEO. SEO went up with that we want the maximum amount of fire that can be given to us from the artillery. The fire was so much, it was like an earthquake. But still, two enemy tanks managed to break through that and come forward.
Oh,
On the left-hand side, Nag Mission Singh, one of our boys, got up. He saw the tank commander get up, look around, where is he? He shot him. So that tank retreated as far as it could. On the other side, the tank came to within 50 yards. One of our boys, Manekshaw, he got up. He aimed his rocket launcher at the tank and fired. The tank caught fire. When these things happen, the tanks will do, and ultimately, Chakra was ours.
Chakra was yours. That, just listening the story of this kind of paints a picture of how, everybody came together, and the only thing that they had in mind was to, capture the objective and get that victory that day.
That's why it was such a difficult project, objective. We were heartily recommended by the corps commander,
Yes, sir.
by the division commander, and the Battle Honour Chakra came to us.
Yes, sir.
And we won so many awards, that's a separate issue.
Yes, sir.
But the boys did a very fine job.
Yes, sir. And that's also something that you mentioned while telling the story in your book, that the job that they did that day, that'll be remembered for the years to come. And that's one of the reasons why you wrote the book, that everybody should know.
Right. I felt that the new boys were coming in.
Yes, sir.
They hear bits and pieces of what happened.
Yes, sir.
And once the work started, they forget about it. With this, like in the libraries, in the companies, everywhere, at least more or less somebody would keep in picture of what happened.
Yes, sir.
And look, and that would instigate them to ensure that they don't come down but go upwards.
Absolutely, sir.
That is I am.
That was your drive to write the book, right? There's also another thing that, I would want to know from you, that while, you were responsible for your unit, to lead men into the battle, there has to be some, there may be moments where, they may feel maybe less motivated, if I may say so. So it falls on the one who's leading to keep the unit together.
Absolutely right. See, like I tell you, a small thing.
Yes, sir.
On the right-hand side, firstly, when we attacked,
Yes, sir.
the whole sky was lit up, and as if the heavens have broken loose there. All the fire, everything. But then comes the minefield.
Yes, sir.
You go through the minefield, some of our boys did get hurt, they win the mine. Ahead, on the right-hand side, they were held up by beautifully sighted machine guns. We lost boys there.
Yes.
When, before you could do anything, one of the boys got up, and he alone attacked the machine gun and silenced it. With the result, the company commander gathered the boys and went across. Similarly, on the other side, there also, my Samudar Sitaram, his complete stomach was shot out, but he still attacked the machine gun, silenced it with a grenade, and he died. So it has to be, what should I say, a comradeship.
Yes, sir.
Or willing to sacrifice yourself so that the others can carry on to the objective. That's the question.
I would want to know from you that you went through this entire experience of leading your unit during the war, and a war takes a toll on a soldier somewhere. How would you describe, or how would you like to tell us, that the impact that the entire 1971 war, the Chakra battle, left on you?
Earlier I told you, now, Nishan.
Yes, sir.
Here's the question, Nishan. I have to capture it for my unit.
Yes, sir.
That is what moves you on. Like the two incidents I told you, they could have stopped us. But no, we have to capture, we're given a time that at midnight, you have to capture the objective.
Yes, sir.
By 11:30, we can capture the objective. And waited for the counter-attacks to come. But that's it, I was there, coordinating, so that when the first counter-attack of infantry comes, we are waiting for it. You have to push everybody, not physically,
Yes, sir.
but more mentally. I have to do it.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
But if I just want, ask you, what's going through, since you were there on the battlefield, what's the mindset like? What's going through your mind at that point of time?
My unit was raised in 63.
Yes, sir.
It was a young 8-year-old unit.
Yes, sir.
So we knew then if we capture this objective, our name will go off with history.
Yes, sir.
So that was one incentive which was there in everybody's mind, which made us put in an extra effort to capture it.
Yes, sir. I did read in your book that you were a part of the 65 battle as well, the unit. That being said, that stayed in your mind while you were on the battlefield in 1971 as well. The relationship that forms during the battle, the communication that takes place between the soldiers, how does that go about during while you're on the battlefield? How do you communicate with each other in that sense?
Unless you have a comradeship, a relationship with your men, you can't do anything.
Yes, sir.
When you attack an objective, who is going to come back, we don't know.
Yes, sir.
So it has to be your comradeship which leads your men on and takes them to the end of the objective.
Yes, sir.
And that comradeship stays, not there after that.
After that as well. That definitely matters.
Now we greet other my first. They say, Saudi, this is not on. They said, she is not on. And then they said, oh, it's short one by. It's like that.
Yes, sir.
Maybe our difference is so much rank-wise.
Yes, sir.
But comrade-wise is less.
That's how it is.
You are a leader, you have to behave like a leader.
You have to behave like a leader. So, outside of the battlefield, once, you're out of there and out of the war, how does your leadership come in,
You have lost men.
Yes, sir.
We lost 13 of our
Yes, sir.
men. We had 52 casualties. So, first thing is them, they're looking after. Secondly, where did we go wrong? I mean, everything can't be 100% right.
Yes, sir.
There have to be mistakes.
Yes, sir.
Now, our endeavor is to correct those mistakes.
Yes, sir.
Our training after the war, and after a little bit of rest and all that, is to correct our things which went wrong. Which did go wrong, but we were able to overcome them.
Your unit was able to overcome those obstacles.
I'm happy to tell you that today the battalion is number 1 in the Corps in all professional challenges. So that's what it comes up when you have a close-knit team.
That's definitely, that shows that, if it's number 1, then the relationships that were built, the leadership that led has actually moved them in the right direction, right? It was before the battle, 1971, in November somewhere, the then, Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw also came to meet your unit.
See, he was a person who could never be justified by anyone else.
Yes, sir.
He mixed with officers, he mixed with men in an equal way, and his talk was always, I am with you, come. He told us, you are going to start the process of entering Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
And all depends on you. Because if you do a good job, the rest will follow.
Yes, sir.
So exhausts everybody. And then he has seen lots of officers. See and Pakodas with the men.
Yes, sir.
Shakes hand, makes talk, just about somebody. That gives a lot of it. Then the chief is talking to us like this.
Yes, sir.
And we have to give in return.
That plays an important role.
Very important role.
Yes, sir. In build up to the entire preparation of the war, going into battlefield, when your leadership has that faith in you, it goes the long way.
And then exalting you that you have to do this.
Yes, sir.
And then in your mind comes that thing, I have to live up to what he wants me to do.
Yes, sir. That definitely does. I read in your book that, all the leadership at that point of time, they met the unit, they motivated them to move forward. Is there anything specific or any anecdote that, that comes to your mind when you met them?
See, I have given very small thing. After we captured the first objective,
Yes, sir.
there were lovely board which was put out there.
Yes, sir.
It says, you are now entering Pakistan. No passport required. Dash on regardless.
Yes.
And that's what it. To the extent that after the war was over, ceasefire took place. When ceasefire took place, we were 500 yards short of the road leading from Zafar to Chakra. And we were allowed to get the families to see where we were. My wife,
Yes, sir.
my parents came, and she was a baby that time. They all came there. So that's what's in our mind. Okay, what have you? We went 17 kilometers into Pakistan.
That's really something that,
That's all. That's an achievement.
that's the whole idea that, you were able to capture your objective and then bash on regardless. That's definitely something that,
And that's why the battalion still writes the same. Bash on regardless in everything.
in everything. So you were in the army for so long, and it's a journey that has, ups and downs. How did becoming a part of the Indian Army leave an impact on you as a person?
Everyone has their own particular views on things.
Yes.
I enjoyed it also. I didn't enjoy it also. Depending on the environment you were in. But most of it, I loved the army.
Yes, sir.
It was a wonderful, wonderful life.
Like you said that, there are some parts that you loved. There may be some things that you don't. On days that, there are things that you don't like, how do you tell yourself that, yes, doesn't matter, I have to do this?
Fortunately, I should say, you are trained right from the word go. That you have to take this in your stride.
Yes, sir.
Everything will never be isolation to me. Ups and downs will occur, but that doesn't deter you.
Yes, sir.
That is shows you want to better things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you use the word train, that you're trained from the word go. What role does that training play while you're actively on duty and off it?
It all depends on how your life has been with the on duty. That reflects on your off duty people also.
Yes, sir.
I enjoyed my life in the duty very much.
Yes, sir.
So I look forward to going there again and again. Now, unfortunately for me, health has let me down. But I'm still enjoying what it is.
Yes, sir.
What they taught me, what they brought me, I'm still thankful for that.
That sounds lovely, sir. Is there anything, when you look back and you recall your entire journey, is there anything that you would have done differently?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yes, sir.
I retired as a colonel. I know why I retired as a colonel.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to do it differently. Because I was destined to retire.
Yes,
I
sir.
retired.
Yes, sir.
But till then, I have enjoyed my life. I have enjoyed my apartments.
Yes, sir.
And I love each one of them
Absolutely.
with pride.
Absolutely, sir. If there's one thing that you would like to send as a message to your unit, to the soldiers in the Indian Army, the young aspirants as well, what would that be, sir?
I would just say one small thing.
Yes, sir.
There's a small, thin line between rigidity and obstinacy.
Yes, sir.
Keep that thin line already.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So it was absolute pleasure to speak to you today. You've given us an insight into a battle that may have a lot of literature written about it, but the stories that you told us, I don't think you can find them anywhere.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you.